with this set of events, I just don't see myself losing a lot of points, and I think the podium's pretty cut and dry. The Rogue Invitational athlete lineup and events have been announced. Let's talk about it. Now, first, let's start with the athletes. Of course, I'm going to go there and compete and defend my title. To take that off of me, we've got Thor, Tom Stoltman, Luke Stoltman, Matt Ragg, Evan Singleton, Tristan Hoth, Bobby Thompson, Alexei Novikov, and Thomas Evans. A field of 10 athletes, as has been consistent with the Rogue Invitational since its inception. The first event's going to be max raw deadlift. There's going to be 3 attempts. There are fixed selections on 9 platforms, presumably with some sort of ascending weight, and the last bar can be adjusted to be heavier, but it has been said that it's going to be able to be put over 1,000 pounds. To talk about the athletes who are great deadlifters, you can't look past Thor. He nearly pulled 1,000 at Shaw and did so relatively smooth. I would have estimated on that day, if I had to put a guess out, probably about 1020 would have been where he would have capped. Matt Ragg nearly missed on 1,011, genuinely very close on that attempt, which was surprising to me, but hats off for even being that close. Really, really well done. I hit 966. Evan also hit 966, but that was disqualified. I don't believe the rules are going to be the same here, so presumably that lift would count in this style of competition. Bobby Thompson hit 961. Then we have a little bit of a gap. We've got Tom Stoltman, who missed 945. That was just pinned to the ground when he tried it at Strongest Man on Earth. Other than that, we'll then have a second pack of deadlifters, and that's going to be Thomas Evans, Alexei, Tristan Hoth, Luke Stoltman. So they'll be battling. But I think personally, really, really important for me to stay top 3 in this deadlift. I know that I can pull over 1,000 raw. I know that I can do it. I just have to turn up in good shape, have a really good peak, tweak a couple of things on my deadlift. I think my 966, I probably could have hit about 980. I need to make those little improvements to be up there with the best of the best. So that's event 1. Event number 2 is the farmer's walk into log lift for reps. We haven't been told the farmer's weight, but how Rogue works is usually the first bit, it's a bit of a buy-in, a bit of a burnout. I don't anticipate this to be extremely heavy. If I had to guess at the time of this video, we don't have any information. I would guess that it's going to be somewhere in the 160 to 180 realm. I don't think any heavier than that. Then we go to log lift for reps at 380 pounds or 172 kilos. I'm going to expect either a 90-second or 120-second time cap on this one. Rogue usually isn't afraid to extend out the time cap. So if I had to put money on it, I'd probably say 2 minutes, to be fair. Now, 162 kilos for 10 reps, 1 in 2023 with no pre-exhaust. If we had 10 kilos on and we have a farmer's walk to start in the same time cap, I'm going to guess that 172 kilos for 5 reps will be great points, and either 5 reps or 6 reps is likely to win the event. Now, Tom will be great here. He is always great at overhead for reps. He just has he's got an engine that's unbelievable, almost like a confidence builds as he goes rep 1, 2, 3. His best reps seem to be halfway through the set, not at the beginning. Now, Thor will drop some points, of course, with the overhead lift, but he is capable of lifting 172 kilos. So he's going to beat anyone who might not be able to get through the farmer's walk. And we'll talk about those people in a second. But I would guess Thor would be good for maybe 3 reps here when his pressing improves. If so, he'll probably be somewhere around mid-pack on this event. Now, I talk about Thor a lot. I talk about Tom a lot because I think with the set of events here, that those two are my likely biggest competitors, and Evan Singleton would be the next biggest competitor because there's a lot of great events for him. Now, the people who might struggle, Trey Mitchell, he's phenomenal with the log, but grip has been a long-standing issue. So can he get through the grip portion of the event? Bobby Thompson, again, grip is a little bit hit or miss, has been good the last couple of times he's done it, and he's a great log lifter. I would say a couple of dark horses to do really well in this event are going to be Luke Stoltman and Thomas Evans, both phenomenal on the log and both more than capable for a farmer's walk. So we'll be interesting to see what they're going to do. Evan Singleton, I mentioned as probably a podium dark horse. He's very good at both farmers and log press, but he's extremely explosive and tends to burn out fast when it goes for reps. Now, when you go to do a rep, if you're thinking about doing 10, personally, I temper my effort as I go through the reps. I'm not going 100% on rep 1 and 100% on rep 2 because your fast twitch, easily fatigued muscle fibers are going to just decrease their capacity very quickly if that's your approach. And Evan tends to do this. A couple of really good looking reps, and then his explosion 100% effort just can't be there once you go into higher rep ranges. So that's event number 2. Event number 3 is the inverse stones. This was done in both 2021 and 2022. And it's the same setup. It's going to be 275 pounds to 420 pounds. Tacky will not be allowed, but we'll be able to use tacky towels. Tom and Thor here, they're the Stone Kings. They're phenomenal when it comes to Atlas stones. That being said, I have the second best time ever on this setup, which I did in 2022. And I know that I could blitz through these stones faster than I went in 2022. So I look forward to being able to prove that and hopefully get in there, maybe between Tom and Thor, maybe just behind them, maybe ahead of them. Regardless, we could have a very good result on this. But I think next to the deadlift, which I think should be my biggest focus, where it's potential to lose 4 or 5 points, I think this is my second biggest focus. If I can get the stones good and I have a really good result on the stones, well, it's going to be pretty damn hard to beat me. One person who I'm going to call a dark horse, Trey Mitchell, has the fastest time ever on these stones, I believe. And that was from 2022 to secure his second place finish at the Rogue Invitational. So, you know, a good handful of guys have finished this stone run. Alexei Novikov has as well. So you're going to have to put in a pretty good performance to get good points on this. You're definitely going to have to lift all the stones to get good points. And you're going to have to do that in the absence of strong tacky. So doing some tackless stones is going to be very important. That's day 1 wrapped up. Day number 2 starts with the power push into Husafel into a sled pull. Unknown weights, but thinking about some sort of sled push that will be something similar to the Wheel of Pain into a Husafel carry, into a sled pull. Massive endurance focus here. I've been running distance daily. I'm at 1 kilometer per day. It's not the most incredible thing in the world, but I'm working to be able to go for 4 minutes at a time. That's not going to be required, but I want to be well within my capacity. For Tom and for Thor, all 3 of these are phenomenal events. Like Thor is amazing at power push, amazing at Husafel, amazing at sled pull. Same thing with Tom. I have built a pretty good level of confidence with arm over arm, though. I think I made a tactical error at Strongest Man on Earth that cost me the win in that event. I think I just wasted a little bit too much time preparing between pulls. But I think I can be up there in the sled pull with the best of them. When it comes to the power push into Husafel, I think I need to make sure my legs are strong in conditions, and Husafel, just making sure that you get that pick right and you don't mess around too much. I don't know if this is going to be the stone or the bag. Regardless, if you can roll through these and you can get to the sled pull semi-fresh, then it could be a huge, huge result. Next up, we finally see the return of the yoke, and this is in the yoke into power stairs. We don't know any weights of anything other than we will have 3 weights in the power stairs, presumably between 3 to 5 stairs. The good thing for me is yoke takes nothing out of me. I can do it in lifters if I want, meaning that I can have that height advantage on the power stairs. I'm good at power stairs, and I've never actually had to do them fast. I've done power stairs 3 times in my career. One, when I had already won the World Tour Finals in 2022. Once, when I had locked in second and couldn't reach first at the Shaw Classic in 2023. And once at the Strongest Man on Earth in 2024, where I had already won the show. So I didn't need to overly rush. I look forward to showing what I'm capable of on power stairs. And the good thing is I'll have a few second advantage over anyone else. And I should have a pretty smooth run on the power stairs. So I'm very optimistic that I could win that event. Another person who's great at this is Evan Singleton. Very, very good at yoke and very good at power stairs. He came second in that event at the Strongest Man on Earth, only to Thor, who is also in this competition and also could have a very strong result. That's event number 5. Event number 6 is an overhead press medley for time. It starts with a 210-pound kettlebell, goes to a 253-pound sear bell, and this was the first dumbbell of both the 2021 and 2022 Monster Dumbbell Series. Everyone should be able to press that. It should not be overly difficult, but the sear bell is different to a traditional monster dumbbell, so we'll have to account for that. Then we have a 375-pound axle and a 405-pound axle. To be honest, those are slightly lighter than I would like them to be, but I know that I'm going to be able to absolutely rip through those. I would estimate a finishing time of those 4 implements for me, conditioned. I'm going to say it's sub 30 seconds. Should have a really, really strong finish. I would say I am far and away the favorite to win this event. Seconds would probably be Tom. And other than that, this is the place where Thor will lose a handful of points. I think Tom, I think Matt Ragg, I think Evan Singleton, I think Bobby Thompson, Thomas Evans. I think all of those guys, Luke Stoltman as well. I think they could get between them. So I would estimate that Thor could lose 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to guess 6 to 7 points on that final event. So when I'm training and I'm strategizing, there's a few things that I'm focusing a lot on. First of all is overall capacity. We have farmers into log. We have power push into Husfeld into sled pull. We have yoke into power stairs. We have a pressing medley. There's a lot of work going on for 6 events, and you're going to have to get ready for all of that work. And a level of fitness is going to be important. I'm thinking my max deadlift has to be up past everyone not named Hafthor Bjornsson. I think in 12 months' time, I could get close to him and I could push him. But for the meantime, I think that's something that I'm going to have to concede in a small way. I also need to make sure my Taculus stones are in really good shape so that I can fire through that stone series. But I haven't done any sort of prediction in a while. I'll just do a prediction for myself. I think max raw deadlift, I come in second. I think farmers into log, I come in second. I think inverse stones, I come in second. I think power push into Husfeld into sled pull, I come second. I think yoke into power stairs, I win. And I think I could win the press medley for time. That would mean over the course of the contest, I lose 4 points, and that will be well enough to win the show. That is if I prepare well, I execute well, I turn up in shape, and I turn up injury-free. None of those things are a guarantee, and there are 9 other extremely strong people turning up to the Rogue Invitational to see who could take home the Rogue Invitational champion belts. Go ahead, pop in the comments. How do you think I'm going to fare? Do you think my assessment's correct? Do you think Thor is going to be back to 100% pressing power and might be closer to me on the overhead events than I'm expecting? Would love to know your thoughts. If you want to support the channel, pick up your Lift Heavy Be Kind merch. And if you're going to the Rogue Invitational, grab your Lift Heavy Be Kind merch and I will give you a high five. Promise. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you want to become the strongest version of yourself, my programs are linked in the description and the pinned comment. I would love to help you out. As per usual, lift heavy, be kind, and we will see you tomorrow.